On October 28, 1991, death row inmate Tao Jing, only 20 years old, her arms bound and a name tag dangling from her neck, was publicly escorted to the execution site. Welcome to Red Eastern True Crime. If you enjoy this story, please subscribe to my channel. Let's dive into this story. Tao Jing was born in Rili, Yunnan Province in 1971. She had an older brother, and her parents both worked in a nearby forest. When Jing was in elementary school, she accidentally hurt her foot one day and was sent home early by her teacher. When she opened the door, she saw her father and a neighbor hugging each other without any clothes on. Jing was frightened and burst into tears. When the other neighbors heard the commotion, they rushed over and witnessed Jing's father's infidelity. The news quickly spread throughout the forest area, and her schoolmates began to tease her. This incident caused deep emotional trauma in Jing's young mind. Previously lively and cheerful, she became quiet and withdrawn. After this, her parents fought frequently, with her father apologizing and trying to reconcile with her mother, while continuing to have affairs. 2 years later, Jing's mother could no longer stand it and decided to divorce. Jing's father got custody of her older brother, while Jing went to live with her mother. Jing's mother had a low income and struggled to raise her alone. While working, Jing's mother suffered a serious back injury and was unable to continue working, receiving only a small allowance each month. The series of setbacks caused a significant change in Jing's attitude, and she began to become rebellious. In high school, Jing was known as a beautiful girl who attracted the attention of many boys. She even had some admirers who became jealous and fought over her. In her freshman year, Jing started dating a handsome and high-achieving boy in her class. They fell in love and often skipped class to go on dates, causing her grades to drop. When her teacher found out, she told her mother. This caused more arguments between Jing and her mother, but Jing refused to give up her love. More than 2 years later, Jing failed the college entrance exam, while her boyfriend was accepted into an ordinary university in Guangdong Province. Her boyfriend became distant and soon left Rili for Guangdong. A month later, he sent her a breakup letter, blaming her for interfering with his studies and preventing him from getting into a good university. He decided to end things with her. It was a hard blow for Jing, who failed to get into college, lost her boyfriend, and faced constant criticism from her family. Jing didn't listen to her mother's advice and decided to quit studying for the college entrance exam. She left the small town and went to the city of Rili, where she got a job as a shampoo girl in a hair salon. In the 80s and 90s in China, some hair salons were actually places of illegal activities. While the job title was shampoo girl, some also worked as prostitutes behind the scenes. Some salons even had red lights on at night and no hair-cutting tools. When men walked by, the women in the salon would knock on the windows to get their attention. Even though she understood what was going on, she only washed customers' hair. Not everyone who came for a wash wanted a haircut. Many just wanted to relax. During the wash, customers often received a head massage, which lasted about half an hour and cost less than $1. Since Jing started working at the salon, the business has picked up significantly. Many male customers specifically requested her services. Some even made inappropriate advances during the wash, but she firmly rebuffed them. Some customers directly or indirectly asked her out, but she refused each time. Despite her refusals, these men continued to visit her, including some wealthy businessmen. Jing saw that her colleagues at the salon could make a lot of money by going to hotels with customers, especially profitable when the customers were businessmen from Myanmar, as they could earn around 200 RMB each time, about $40, more than Jing's monthly income. However, Jing disapproved of this way of making money by selling bodies. Jing didn't like the work environment, but being alone in a new city in the economically depressed year of 1990, she found it difficult to find a better job. One day, a young and stylish customer came into the salon. He was well-dressed and had a strong presence. Jing was very impressed. He always asked Jing to wash his hair, and they chatted occasionally. He spoke in a unique Yunnan dialect and introduced himself as Yang Bo, a Chinese expatriate from Myanmar. He mentioned that he visited Ruili for a few months every year on business. Yang Bo was different from most customers. Despite his serious appearance, he showed care and respect for Jing, never overstepping any boundaries with her. As time passed, Jing started to have good feelings for Yang Bo. One day when Yang Bo came to the salon, Jing was washing the hair of another customer, a middle-aged man who kept trying to touch her inappropriately. Seeing this, Yang Bo stepped in, grabbed the man by the collar, dragged him to the door, and pushed him out. The man didn't dare to say a word and left embarrassed. A few days later, Jing invited Yang Bo to dinner to show her appreciation. During the meal, Yang Bo told her that he had been in the military, revealed that he was single, and expressed his feelings for Jing. From then on, Yang Bo visited Jing every day and brought her gifts. This made Jing's colleagues envious. In time, Jing fell in love with this charming man. In the early stages of their relationship, Yang Bo was very attentive to Jing. Within a month of dating, they moved in together. Jing stopped working at the salon, and Yang Bo gave her a generous monthly allowance, more than she had earned in several months. Yang Bo often took Jing out, bought her clothes and jewelry, and made Jing feel like the happiest woman. She dreamed of marrying Yang Bo one day. After a few months of a sweet life, Jing began to notice some strange things about Yang Bo. He would often be gone for days without contacting her, never leaving a way for Jing to reach him. It was always he who reached out to Jing. They also moved around a lot, sometimes staying in a new place for only a few days. Yang Bo said his business required him to go back to Myanmar often, but he rarely brought luggage, and Jing didn't know anything about his business. When Jing asked Yang Bo if he had other women and what his business was, he couldn't hide the truth any longer. He confessed to Jing that he was involved in the drug business, dealing heroin with the production base in Myanmar. Jing was stunned. Growing up in Yunnan, she knew from the news about the massive profits and serious consequences of drug trafficking. Unable to accept that Yang Bo was a drug dealer, she cried and eventually decided to end their relationship. After the breakup, Jing found out she was pregnant, but didn't tell Yang Bo. She had an abortion in the hospital. Feeling broken in body and spirit, Jing returned to her mother's house. She was torn by the pain of separation and the uncertainty of her future. She wanted to give her mother a better life, but she was struggling to take care of herself. A few days later, Yang Bo found Jing and told her, "I can't be without you. I'll work for a few more years to make money, and then we can have a good life together." Jing was touched by his promise and decided to give him another chance. They went back to Ruili City together. Yang Bo asked Jing to get an IUD at the hospital to prevent another unplanned pregnancy since they weren't ready for children. Jing agreed and got the IUD. By this time, Yang Bo had completed the first part of his plan. After that, he kept hinting to Jing that she should join him in making money. He said, "Let's work together for 2 years, make some money, and then quit. We can buy a big house, open a shop, and live a simple life. It's risky, but we have ways to stay safe. Usually only stupid people get caught." At first, Jing was against it, but she began to waver. Yang Bo said, "Drug trafficking in Myanmar is not a big problem, but the real danger is getting the drugs across the China-Myanmar border, where there are checkpoints. Another risk is delivering the drugs to the next person in Kunming, where drug enforcement is strict." Yang Bo added, "Women like you have a natural advantage. You can hide the drugs in your body and it's hard to be found. Once in Kunming, it's not a problem. My contact there has been a reliable partner for many years." After Yang Bo's persistent persuasion, Jing went with him to Myanmar. To help Jing relax, Yang Bo took her sightseeing in Myanmar for a few days. Jing traveled abroad for the first time, had a great time, and decided to help her boyfriend with the drug trade. Knowing that Jing's mother was her most important person, Yang Bo gave Jing a savings book with 2,000 RMB, about $370, and said, "This money is for your mother. We will make sure she lives well in the future." If anything happens to you, I will send money to your mother every year." A few days later, a woman handed Yang Bo a package. Yang Bo took out a small part of it, wrapped it up, asked her to hide it in her private parts. He told Jing to stay calm when she went through the checkpoint. Yang Bo then gave Jing a bus ticket to Kunming and a purse, saying, "After you pass through the checkpoint, take the item out and put it in the bag. Tomorrow at noon, go to a small alley near Kunming Children's Hospital. Look for a man in a white baseball cap carrying a black leather bag. Give him the item and back to our apartment in Rili. I will meet you there in a couple of days." After that, Yang Bo left, and Jing walked nervously through the border checkpoint alone. The border police, seeing a young girl without much luggage, didn't stop her and let her pass. Following Yang Bo's plan, Jing took a bus to Kunming and stayed in a small motel. The next day, October 8, 1991, Jing arrived early at the delivery site wearing a dress and carrying a purse. She looked around anxiously. A few minutes later, a tall, thin man carrying a black leather bag and wearing a white baseball cap approached her. He walked up to Jing and asked, "Are you Tao Jing?" Jing nodded, and the man asked, "Where's the thing?" Jing handed the man the purse. He unzipped it, checked it, and even squeezed it a few times. Concerned, Jing said, "Please don't open it here." Just then, the man grabbed Jing's arm and quickly revealed a pair of handcuffs. He then dragged Jing to the intersection of the alley and pushed her into a van. Jing was terrified. She never imagined that her worst fear would come true so quickly. Soon after, Jing was taken to the Kunming Drug Control Bureau. In the interrogation room, Jing calmly answered the questions. "I am Tao Jing, 20 years old, from Rili Dehong. This is my first time." The police commented, "First time? Everyone we catch always claims it's their first time. You're so young. Why get involved? All of your contacts in Kunming have been caught by us. Who's your supplier? Who gave you the drugs?" Jing remained silent. The officer added, "You were caught with 200 grams of drugs. Do you know that 50 grams is punishable by death? You have enough to be executed 4 times. Of course, if you cooperate with us since this is your first offense, we can help you apply for leniency and spare you the death penalty." Jing still didn't say anything. After a few hours of stalemate, Jing refused to reveal any information about Yang Bo, no matter how much the police questioned and tried to persuade her. Helpless, the police had no choice but to arrest Jing, and because of the seriousness of the case, they also put her in shackles. As soon as she entered the prison, some fellow inmates crowded around her and asked her about her crime and why she was wearing the ankle shackles, mentioning that only those facing the death penalty usually wore them. When Jing heard this, she couldn't control herself and began to cry. After that, the police interrogated Jing many times and found out that she was dealing drugs to help her boyfriend. They felt sorry for Jing, believing that she had been misled and used by her boyfriend to commit the crime. They told Jing, "He used you as a tool, made you take risks to commit crimes for his profit, under the guise of love. And he probably has other women. If you just tell us where he is hiding, you can avoid the death penalty." However, the stubborn Jing still refused to reveal any information about Yang Bo. In the first trial, Jing was finally sentenced to death for carrying a large amount of drugs. At that time, the time between the death sentence and the actual execution was very short. A police officer didn't want Jing to lose her life over this. She reminded Jing, "As long as it's not the last day before the execution, you still have a chance." She also contacted Jing's mother to try to persuade Jing, but Jing remained unmoved. Shortly after, the second appeal upheld the original verdict, and the execution date was set for October 28, 1991. The day before the execution, the police officer talked to Jing again and said, "It's not worth staying silent. You still have a chance to confess." Jing remained silent, so the officer asked, "Do you have any last wishes or anything you'd like to tell me?" Jing said, "I have 2 requests. First, could you help me remove the contraceptive device from my body? I want to go clean. Second, I want to see my mother one more time. The female officer replied, I will make a request and it should be granted. You can tell me what you want to eat or wear before you leave, and I'll let your mother know. That day, on a simple operating table set up in the prison, Jing had the IUD removed. Later, the police officer gave Jing clothes, shoes, and a homemade meal prepared by her mother. This picture shows Jing having her last meal. On October 28th, Jing was escorted into the public courtroom, bound with ropes and a name tag hung around her neck. After a brief statement, she was to be taken to the execution site. Before boarding the truck, Jing was allowed one last meeting with her mother, father, and brother. As Jing's brother tearfully begged her not to give up, Jing replied, If you really care about me, take care of Mom after I'm gone. Jing's mother, already in tears, received a note from Jing with just a few words. Dear Mom. Jing's life finally came to an end at the age of 20. The reason why she did not reveal any clues about Yang Bo remains a mystery. Was it love, not wanting to betray her boyfriend? Was it fear of possible retaliation against her family? Or was it because she had lost all hope in a world of deception and exploitation? Jing and Yang Bo's relationship lasted only a few months, and the time between her arrest and execution was less than a month. Many people feel sorry for Jing's story. On Baidu Post, there is a special channel dedicated to Tao Jing, where people remember her in their way and praise her beauty. It's unfortunate that she made a wrong decision because of a toxic relationship and chose to give up her life. Some people also criticize the unfairness of the punishment. Yang Bo was never caught by the Chinese police. They didn't know his real name. It's possible that Yang Bo, now in his 50s, is still out there somewhere in the world. Not sure if he even remembers Tao Jing, the person who lost her life because of him. After Jing's death, her mother was very sad and died of illness a few years later. Her mother never received the money that Yang Bo had promised Jing. What do you think about this case? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to my channel.